The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships from Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Greece, Penfield, Fairport, and Canandaigua. Online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us for the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 and Monroe County. We begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3 this week, School of the Arts. Boys basketball team, Silverhawks won the Class A2 Section 5 title with a win over Batavia. At number 2, Rush Henrietta, the girls basketball team, undefeated on the way to their Section 5 Class AA title. Defeated Penfield for the third time this year in the final. 21-0 the Comets were. And at number 1, what tops it? Well, we think the Fairport girls bowling team, which claimed a state championship. Laura Branch led the way with an 1,133 series. Fairport swept both the girls and boys sectional crowns this year. It was unprecedented for that school. Which brings us to McQuaid, on the road to Utica with its hockey team. You know they're going to be good, very good, but out of sight is often out of mind. And playing in places like Suffern, Pelham, Salmon River, and Messina keeps the McQuaid Knights in the dark.
Of course you do. Nobody knows, nobody can see us when we're in New York City or Messina or really anywhere else. But we come in, we sneak up, come fast, come strong, and it kind of helps out a lot, especially down the road and playoffs and whatnot.
It does. The schedule kind of helps you, don't you think?
Oh yeah, we play harder teams than teams in the section. Not that the section isn't good, but I mean, we play teams outside. We pick and choose as to what we know our weaknesses will be and test it against other teams' strengths.
That philosophy helped produce a pretty amazing stat. Including games played against Fairport, Irondequoit, and the Grease Thunder, McQuaid this season played against 12 teams in sectional finals across the state. There are schools in Section 5 that don't want to play McQuaid. There are schools in Section 5 McQuaid doesn't want to play.
Well, I do the scheduling, as I told you, and I have, since we've been independent, I try to make the strongest schedule we possibly can. I want my kids tested every game. I don't like that. One of the reasons we went independent was that we were in a division that was pretty weak, and we weren't playing a proper competition. And when you play a team and you beat them 16-0, that's not fair to either team. And people are getting mad at me for, say, supposedly running up the score, but if you're playing kids that aren't as good as you and you're beating them, you shouldn't be playing them. That's all there is to it. You should play teams. I mean, I stress all the time, you should play teams, we should be up, that they should all be one-goal games. So your kids, whether you win or lose, you battle.
They've won most of those battles. Heading to Utica for the state Final Four, the Knights were 20-2, backboned by 16 seniors.
I think the relationships that we've had, being mostly seniors and a couple of juniors that have been playing with us for a few years, the relationships that were off the ice already brought onto the ice, and we're all really close as a unit.
The hockey program at McQuaid fields 2 JV teams feeding into the varsity. Some 60 players are under Coach Biverberg's watchful eye. It's a pretty healthy situation.
Yes, very healthy. And actually, the admissions guy is always saying, "Al, you got more hockey players coming in." And we don't do recruiting, and we can't. But if you run a good program, and it's a great school, Bill, kids want to come.
You know, it used to be that basketball was the signature sport of McQuaid. You guys have certainly made people think about that, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't know if we really have a signature sport anymore, but we have a great core group of fans. They love every sport we play.
The Knights attempt to become the first Class A Section 5 hockey team to win a state title since the Grease Thunder did it back 6 years ago. Coming up, the first of our championship basketball teams, we drop in on the Athena Sutherland game for the A1 crown when the Vision Automotive Group High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us in the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Time now for our honor roll of high school athletes. At number 3 this week, we give it to Devontae Hagens and Keith McGee of Leadership Academy, the so-called Batman and Robin of the Lions boys basketball team. Each scored 24 as Leadership beat Livonia for the B1 crown. Number 2, the Lady Kings got Charisma Bryant, who led them to their 4th straight Section 5 girls basketball title in their 4th different classification. Bryant was the MVP. She scored 22 points. And at number 1, Rush Henrietta capped the indoor track and field season with 2 individual state champions. Sammy Watson won the 1,000 meters and finished 2nd in the 300. And Lene Tava Thomas claimed the 55 on the girls' side, with Greece Olympia dash man Carnell Noble winning the 55 on the boys' side. Which brings us to the Big House, the downtown War Memorial Blue Cross Arena, where 10 classifications were crowning boys basketball championships this past weekend. 2 of those teams went in undefeated: Aquinas, which we'll see later, and Greece Athena. Greece Athena, well, we know all about them. Undefeated, a sectional defending champion, Anthony Lamb, Zach DeSalvo, even the injured Jay Sarkis, among the most recognizable players in the section. The Trojans had to learn to live without Sarkis after a broken arm. They never missed a beat.
Jake gave us so much experience. He played so many big games. He's a great player, so you don't replace that skill set. But, the positive is the kids are really rallied around it and kind of made it our mantra, 21 strong after his number.
Pittsford Sutherland got it going at the right time, reaching the A1 finals with 4 wins in their last 6, the 2 losses coming by a single point each. But there was no denying the task at hand.
We're going to have to play really well, maybe the game of our life to beat them. But you never know. We're prepared. We had great practices. We have been playing better for almost a month and a half now. And, game like this, a little pressure, you never know what happens. We can build a little momentum, maybe we can hang with them.
The Knights took the first step toward playing that game of our lives by hitting their first shot. Josh Mack with a 3-pointer. But look at how fast Athena goes right back on the attack. After a made basket, no less, Brendan Wynn for 2. Same scenario later in that first quarter. Sutherland's Jack Ward got the basket off a missed shot to give the Knights a 12-11 lead. But before they have any time to enjoy it, the Trojans are right back. Anthony Lamb for the Athena lead. Zach DeSalvo was on fire from long range. He was 5 of 7 for 3-pointers, along with a nod to the Sutherland cheering section. Don't you know that you're supposed to ignore the crowd?
No, that's what helped me. I mean, it was great. They were really fun with me, and I was fun with them, and it was just a good time. They showed great support from their fan base.
Athena carried a 9-point lead into quarter number 2. Lamb with a midcourt steal and a very big finish. DeSalvo hit another 3-pointer to make it a 16-point game. The Trojans carried a 40-22 lead into the locker room at half.
All right, so first thing, it's good first hit. Okay, we're up 18, we're in the driver's seat. Okay, now we gotta keep being aggressive, but we gotta play to our strengths. Okay, their confidence is teetering right now, if not really bad. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make sure we get good shots. Everybody rebounds and guards. Okay, all right, so we got to do a good job of that. Let's go.
In the third quarter, Sutherland found its legs. Jack Ward missed a shot, but 0-0 Ben Swisher followed it. What do you think it was? You guys come out of the locker room with a little more intensity?
Yeah, I mean, we came out quiet in the first half and then knew what we had to do in the second, came out strong.
Any change in strategy, second half to first, when you initially came out?
We got killed on the boards in the first half and we came out firing on the boards, got every rebound. That's what we tried to do.
Then Robbie Doggart hit a 3-pointer.
Coming to the game, Coach said, in order if we want to win, we got to bank threes and get the momentum, and I thought that that was just a key job, and I felt I could contribute to that.
Josh Mack hit a 3. And when Matt connected with a fall-away, the Knights had cut an 18-point lead back to 7. Enough was enough, though. Tyler Kubanka, just into the game for Athena, hit a clutch three-pointer. Anthony Lamb again, who led all scorers with 27. On 11 for 15 shooting, Athena answered with an 11-point run to all but put that game away.
We know we had to focus on defense this time because the Wilson game was too close for us. So if we just worked on our defense all the time, then we've been good.
It really was. You think the Wilson game helped you in this one?
Yeah, it made us more focused and it brought us together as a team.
In the fourth, Lamb added a three-pointer to his repertoire, and it was all over but the celebrating. Athena was moved down a class from last year's AA championship season based on school population. The outcome of the Section 5 season was all but a foregone conclusion for these guys. The championship is nice, very nice, but these guys to a man believe they have bigger fish to fry. It was a long road, and everyone expected that it would end like this. Now that it's done, this part of it anyway, what's it feel like?
Feels like next step. We just got to get one more step towards states and federations.
Aquinas and Fairport will hook up in the Class AA championship game. We'll have that one for you later. Up next, Kim Burnson joins us from the break room with our Making the Grade nominee when the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat continues.
We're back, and thank you for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for our Making the Grade segment, where we honor high school athletes for their performance both on and off the field. This week, Hunter Howell of Hilton High School is making the grade. Hunter is a junior at Hilton, where he excels in the classroom and on the ice. As a captain of the boys varsity hockey team, he's demonstrated his skill by helping his team start out with an impressive winning record so far this season. Even as a junior and having older kids on the team, they look to him for his leadership out on the ice. That same mentorship also extends beyond the boards. Hunter is a member of the Athletic Leadership Council, where he spends time with kids in kindergarten through 6th grade, reading to them and teaching them how to push themselves in all that they do. He stresses the importance of commitment and takes questions from the kids about his own success. In the classroom, Hunter maintains an impressive GPA with an A average and hopes to inspire those around him to do the same. It's his desire to be a role model to others through hard work that have earned Hilton's Hunter Howell this week's Making the Grade nomination. If you have a student you'd like to nominate for our Making the Grade segment, you can contact us at info@classywolf.com. I'm Kim Burnson, and here's Bill with a look at our Section 5 calendar.
Practices for all spring sports teams have begun. And get this, we actually have scheduled lacrosse games later this week. Girls game with Gates Chili playing at Aquinas has the honor of kicking off the new season at 4:30 on Friday. The boys season gets started with a night game, like it won't be cold enough in the afternoon. We'll see Grease Thunder playing at Brighton. There are 2 more games scheduled for Saturday. Back to basketball. It is the AA showdown between Aquinas and Fairport. It's our all-sports high school game of the week when the Vision Automotive Group High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us in the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Like Greece Athena, Aquinas arrived at the Section 5 Boys Basketball Championships undefeated. They don't rely on stars, however. They depth you to death. Fairport accepts the challenge. It's our all-sports high school game of the week. You won't hear Fairport basketball and Cinderella mentioned in the same context very often. The Raiders are the largest school in the section and have a rich tradition, but it applies against Aquinas.
Every game we're treating like a big game, and this is another big game for us. And so, yeah, would you love to beat them? Would it be a Cinderella story? Sure. But the fact of the matter is they're undefeated for a reason. It means they're really good. So we got a big challenge ahead of us.
Aquinas was denied the chance to defend its Section 5 football title last fall. Its basketball team picked up quite nicely. Aquinas isn't a one-trick athletic pony. Mike Grossidonia's guys are trying to make it 3 titles in 4 years, and we're undefeated to boot.
Well, I think it's an exciting time. It's exciting for the kids, exciting for the fans, the schools. You know, this is why you coach, and these are why you play high school basketball.
Each team began the game trying to wear out the other. Fairport started out with Dan Messino going to Dan Smith in the corner for 2. Messina got a friendly bounce on a 3-point attempt, and the Raiders had a 10-6 first quarter lead. Ernest Edwards off the bench for Aquinas with a strong follow, helped get the Irish even at the quarter. It was 10-10. In the second quarter, Fairport's Matt Muncy with a cross-court pass to Matthew Keenan, who drove hard to the hoop and drew the foul for a 3-point play as the Raiders got the lead back. 6'5" Jamie Wolmering went strong inside. Fairport was working really hard for every point it got.
The on-ball pressure really makes it tough for our guys to get it into me, and then they doubled down, and I wasn't making the best decisions sometimes, but they're a very good defensive team.
Aquinas drew back even when sophomore Griffin Corniger drilled a 3-pointer from the corner. The St. John Fisher basketball coach's kid hit 3 from long range and scored 15 points.
When it's there, it's there. As a team, we all look for each other. And if I'm open, I'm going to shoot it. They all believe in me, and I believe in everyone else to get their shot when it's their time.
The game was tied on 4 separate occasions in the first half. Keenan with a miss for Fairport, but Wolmering was there to clear it up. It was 17 all. Then Keenan somehow got this one to fall to tie the game at 19. Matthews scored 14 points. Aquinas, however, got to the half with a little 5-point run. Corniger to Edwards. Fairport trailed by 5 at the break.
We've got the game we want right now. Like, we have the style we want, which is that the first half sets the tone for that. Now we got to go and execute a little bit. So you set the tone. We have the game we want. We have the style we want. We know our press breaks are working great, so we're in a great shape right now. Like, you put us in a very, very good shape. Now we got to keep the defense where it is, and then we got to start executing on offense. I think we're respecting them too much on the offensive end. All right, hey, we've set the tone the way we want, Tammy. It's your half, it's your game if you want. You've done the hard work by getting them to play our style. Now let's go put it to them. Let's go.
Aquinas hit the second half with energy and emotion. Patrick McLemore to Jalen Pickett to DJ Roberts to go up 7. For Fairport, Keenan hit a jumper, but the Aquinas defense was wearing the Raiders down.
They bring in like 3 or 4 guys off the bench like throughout 5 minutes in the first and third quarter. So yeah, that kind of kills our leg because our bench isn't deep like theirs.
Another Aquinas combination effort for another 3. Winding down the third quarter, Jordan Gilman found Jason Hawks for a basket, coming with just 10 seconds left. It was 52-37 Aquinas after 3.
My team was down. We were getting our intensity was going down, and I thought I'd just come in the game, get rebounds, and I actually got open at the end of the basket, and I finished. So.
You hit that shot and you go into the fourth quarter, you're on a bit of a point run. At that point, you kind of think like you've got this?
Yeah, my team kind of came together at the fourth quarter. We came down, they went on a run, and then we just came back, and we played Aquinas basketball.
The Irish scored the first 4 points of the fourth quarter to make it a 9-point run, with Edwards scoring off the spin move, and Aquinas owned its biggest lead of the game at 19. Still, Fairport battled. Stephen Gable followed his own miss, and Nick Lapp likewise came off the bench to hit a 3-pointer. The Raiders are back within 10. But that was as close as they got. Aquinas had 4 players in double figures. Seemingly half the roster saw meaningful minutes. The final was 63-49. Unbeaten, it's as well as you can do. Aquinas, after losing in last year's semifinal round, comes back to take the Section 5 Class AA championship this year. Roberts, the senior leader, was the MVP.
Well, last year it was a little bit different because the guys weren't as unselfish as we are now. This year, a couple guys moved up from JV last year, some younger guys, and we just bought into Coach's system.
Well, so the new blood was kind of important?
The new blood was important. They were very, very good, and we just all came together.
Thanks to our partners at the Vision Automotive Group, they make the Sports Beat possible.
As do you. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next week.